down here is the Hilton Grand's vacation map. And you're probably thinking, wow, 11, that's it? That's basically it. So we have 23 down here, which a lot of this is Orlando. All right, so today we're gonna have another talking point video. Today's talking point video will be not really tech related, but it's has to do with this company. This is Hilton Grand Vacation. And in April of 2021, me and my wife bought into Hilton Grand Vacation. There's good and there's a little bit of bad. So this video is going to kind of go over some of the good and the bad to try to tell you whether or not Hilton Grand Vacation is really worth it. So click like, click subscribe, indulge in your life at indulgeclothing.com for the merch. I'm going to put this on the stand and let's talk about Hilton Grand Vacations. All right. So what exactly is Hilton Grand Vacation? It's kind of a tricky question. When we went to our presentation in Las Vegas, we were told that Hilton Grand Vacation was not a timeshare, which is true and not true. In a real timeshare, basically if you buy a place in Las Vegas like we did and you want to go to Hawaii, then you have to find somebody who owns a place in Hawaii and wants to go to Las Vegas, and you basically switch, you share the times, and you get to go to Hawaii, they get to go to Las Vegas, everybody's happy. Hilton Grand's Vacation works a little different. With Hilton Grand's Vacation, you're given so many points every year. With these points, you're able to book at a good many of Hilton Grand's Vacations resorts. I say a good many because in the presentation, well, let me say, if you're watching this after you've already bought Hilton Grand's Vacation, just take what you were told in that presentation and just kind of go ahead and throw it away. Our presentation was very nice. Everybody in Vegas was very nice. Of course, they're trying to get you to buy a somewhat expensive deed or item. But for example, they showed us these beautiful places over in Maldives with like these glass bottoms that you could stay in. But then once we actually got access to the portal, which I'll show you some of that in a moment, well, Maldives was not even in the list of Hilton Grand's Vacation locations. After I reached back out to them, I was told that we had to use Hilton Honors and we could exchange our Hilton Grand's Vacation points for Hilton Honors points to stay in Maldives. Maldives, to stay there for like one night, is 200,000 Hilton Honors points. We get like 5,700 Hilton Grand's Vacation points a year. So yeah, you can trade them in 5 to 1. So, you know, we'd be able to get 2,500 Hilton Honors points. Essentially, they showed us all of the nice locations that Hilton has without really differentiating that you can't book at all of these. How I thought it worked was if we bought Hilton Grand's Vacation, I'd get 5,700 points a year. I'd be able to take those points and maybe to stay at a Hampton Inn, it'd be 200 points. And I could just use 200 of my points, stay at the Hampton Inn for the night and keep moving. That's not how it works. So I'm going to log into the portal and show you some of what you can access. Now, you're given so many points every year. For example, we get, I believe it's 5,700. You'll see if I'm wrong in the portal. With our 5,700 points, we're able to book a 1-bedroom at most places. We've been able to get about 2 trips per year so far. And with those 2 trips, they've been like one was 5 days, another one was like 3 or 4 days. This year, we only went on 1 trip to Miami. It was a full week. And then we had 1,500 points that was able to roll over to next year. And that's another one that I'll have to talk about is how this point system really works. Let's log into the account, shall we? So this is the Hilton Grand's Vacation website. Now I can say a few things have changed since they acquired Diamond Resorts, but I don't have access to Diamond. I refuse to buy Diamond. So this is our account, and if you want to know the destinations, they're right here. So here's all the places that we are able to book. Now, one little caveat about booking is you need to book about 9 months in advance. It's like, let's click Atlantic, and this is where we stayed at last time. We stayed at the Hilton Grand's Vacation Club right here. Didn't realize there's another one down there. Hey, look at that one. Oh, it's an external exchange. That's the other thing. There's also RCI. There's a lot of different things here, but as you can see right now, there's no availability anywhere. You might think that this whole place is just for Hilton Grand's Vacation. No, they keep a certain set of the rooms just for people to reserve. So like at the Ocean Plaza, one night is about $502. I'll get into some of that breakdown a a little later. But now you can see I'm out here in April and May, and it's December now, and I actually have some options. So like we can stay here for a whole week for 5,440 club points, which, really at the end of the day is not all that bad. And then as you get into June, it goes up, of course. In July, it's up, of course. A 2-bedroom is even a little more points. And then as you get into August, which, wow, these are actually a little higher than last year. We did not pay that many points to stay there in August. Very interesting. But these are the destinations: New York, Las Vegas. If I actually just click here, it gives you a little rundown of all of them. There is all-inclusive resorts, all that kind of stuff, which are nice, but they also charge a fee for the all-inclusive days. So you may get the room for free, but then you're paying like $125 per person per day for the all-inclusiveness. But in the long run, I guess you're still saving. So we're going to go to our points management. So here are some of the ways that they get you. So you're able to save your points. I've already saved my club points for this year. You, of course, do have to pay for that. The sooner you save them, the cheaper it is. If you save them closer to the end of the year, it's like $180 to roll over the points. Let me go to my dashboard. And so I was a little incorrect. We get 5,440 points per year. So we also have bonus points, which you get bonus points when you first sign up. Sadly, you can't really combine bonus points and club points. So like if you wanted to book at a place, like let me go show you real quick. So like let's go to Las Vegas. And here we go. Let's just choose the Allura. So to stay at the Allura right now for a studio, 2,976 points. And if I was to come up here and change this to bonus points, it normally goes up. It may not in this case. So yeah, in this case, it stayed the same, but you can't combine them. So what I mean is like it was 2,900 points to stay there. If say I didn't have enough points in 2023 and I wanted to try to use some of my bonus points and my club points, that's not an option. I would have to just use bonus points to stay there. And bonus points, of course, expire after so long. You can see down here, our bonus points will expire 4/1/2023. So we got to book something with these bonus points so that we don't lose them. Now, let me go to another clip that I made talking about how you roll over these points, which is just really interesting. So as you can see here, I have 5,440 club points, 960 2022 saved club points, and then 5,440 for the next 2 years. So you would think I'd be able to take the 5,440 2022 points and the 960 saved club points, combine that into 6,400 points to book this room. So this is where we're looking to stay, but sadly when I select this and it tells me check in, the checkouts at 6,400 points, you're thinking, okay, perfect. Then when you click book, since this is in 2023 and not 2022, it's actually going to borrow 2024 points. So it's going to take 960 points from 2024 and use everything from next year. That's because this 960 is really like in its own bracket. So since I'm booking in 2023, I have to use 2023 points. And if I want to use these 2022 points, well, I have to pay over $100 to transfer those into saved club points. And then these should be combined into one where I could then use all of them at once and start fresh with my 2023 points. It's just a way for them to make more money and something that really honestly quite irritates me. So it seems that my only option is to pay the $125 to transfer those points to saved club points, and then I should be able to make the reservation in 2023 with the whole 6,400 saved club points. Let's see if that happens. So let's see if this really works. We're going to try to save all 5,400 club points into next year for $124. So now you see we have 0 2022 points left, 960 saved club points from 2022, which are really from 2021. And then we have 5,440 in saved and 5,440 in club points for next year. So let's try to book that room now. So same resort. Let's see what happens. So now it seems to be doing it a little different. It's using all of the saved club points from 2023, which is everything that I just saved. And then it's taken 960 from the 2023 points. So it's still not using those 2022 points. Those seem to just be lost. And so at least from what I understand, since the 2022 points are only good for a year, they cannot be used for my 2023 trips. So they're just literally lost. And so for me, that was a little bit of a problem. I didn't know that I only had a year to use them. You would think if you were booking for the following year in the year prior, you'd be able to use those points, but no, you can't. If you have 2021 points, you can only use those in 2022. Even if you're booking in 2022 for 2023, you can't use those points even if you rolled them over. You're only allowed to use those points for the following year, and then after that, they're just gone. So like, for example, these 960 2022 points are just completely going to waste because I have no way to use those. Now there's also RCI. RCI is basically another option that you have to book through. You are able to go to this site and choose other destinations and exchange your Hilton Grand Vacation points for RCI points to stay at these locations. I have not did this yet, so I'm not going to go over this. I can say that most of the locations are honestly the same. Like, Mexico, a lot of the same. Like, let me look up here. So see, here's a little breakdown of the map. They do have a few options that are not in Hilton Grand Vacations, like hold on, let me let that load. So like these 16 you see over here, this area is not on Hilton Grand Vacation at all. There's 101 in South Carolina. There's only a few there. There's none in Tennessee. There's a good bit in Florida. Orlando is packed. Virginia and Arkansas, some of these places are not on Hilton Grand Vacation at all. I'll actually show you. Down here is the Hilton Grand Vacation map, and you're probably thinking, wow, 11, that's it. That's basically it. So we have 23 down here, which a lot of this is Orlando, and you got some over here. You've got the couple in Miami, but see, nothing on this side at all. Nothing up in Tennessee like you see with RCI. So the RCI can come in handy. There's only like 3, 4, 5, only a handful of locations over here. This is where that Hilton Grand Vacation cannot be worth it depending on where you live. Because as you see, we live here in Georgia, so we can travel to a lot of these destinations just by driving. But if we lived like, I don't know, here in St. Louis, as you see, would have a very far drive to get to anywhere. So one of my things I would suggest is make sure wherever you live at that you're actually able to use your Hilton Grand Vacation before you buy it. Hopefully you haven't bought it already and live in Dallas, because I mean, as you can see, there's not a lot of options here in that area. You'd have to drive all the way over here or all the way down here, which would be a very far drive or a very expensive flight at the end of the day for everybody to go there. So now let's talk about whether it's really worth it or not. So that was just a little quick tour around the website. Now, yes, they have a lot of locations. With the new Diamond package, they have a few more locations, but I can say that most of those are kind of in the same areas. There's a few new areas. The second thing that you'll definitely want to make sure of, besides where you live at when you're buying, is make sure you're getting a deed. One of the new things that I understand from Diamond is that Diamond is no longer offering deeds. For example, with us, we have a true legitimate deed at the Flamingo in Las Vegas. We own like that room 100%. We pay a maintenance fee every year to Flamingo in Las Vegas. And once the deed's paid off, we keep it and we continue to get those points every year. So we will get 5,440 points for the rest of our life. And then even better is when we pass away, we can pass it down to our kids. And as long as they just pay the maintenance fees, which for us is like $1,250 or something per year, they can go on these vacations. Now, what you most likely want to know is it worth it? Now, the first thing I'll say is don't buy directly from Hilton Grand Vacation. If I would have known this, we would have bought Hilton Grand Vacation, but we would have bought it off of somebody who was getting rid of it. Because they're physical deeds, it's literally like a house, so somebody can sell it. So what happens is people inherit these deeds, or people get tired of them and don't want to pay the maintenance fees, or maybe sadly they're unable to pay the maintenance fees, so they end up selling them. Our deed cost us, I believe it was $17,000, and we could have probably got the same thing with more points on a resale site like eBay, or there's other sites that are specifically for timeshares, even Hilton Grand Vacation, where you're buying them directly off of someone else. And they're normally just wanting to get rid of it. So they've already paid how much ever they paid for it. They're stuck paying these $1,500 a year maintenance fees, and they just want to be done with it. So they'll say, give me $1,000, you can have it. So that's one thing we're planning to do, is possibly get another deed down the line to give us some more points so that we can hopefully go to more places prices, because the 5,400 points, as you see, a week in Miami now is like 6,400, which is, I mean, literally last year I got the same week for 4,000 points. I don't know why that's changed, but the more points you have, the more places you can go, the better it'll be. Of course, you'll be paying more maintenance fees. So that's kind of, you know, as long as you're able to pay those maintenance fees, you'll be fine. Now, in the end, is it really worth it? I would say 100% yes. The reason I say that it's worth it is, for example, last year we stayed in South Carolina at the Anderson Ocean Club. To stay in the 2-bedroom that we had, it was about $550 per night. We stayed 5 nights with taxes, fees, etc. That stay would have been $3,000. Since our deed is paid off, all we ended up paying was our maintenance fees, which was $1,250. The same kind of goes for this year. We stayed in Miami. We were in Miami for 7 days. Those 7 days in Miami would have been $501 per day, which 7 days would have been $3,500. By the time you add in taxes, fees, etc., we would have paid almost $4,000 to stay in that same nice resort in Miami for 1 week, when technically it cost us $1,250 for the year, because all we had to pay was our maintenance fees, and that's not even due till January every year. And even if we were paying our monthly payment still, I think our monthly payment was $267, which I'll say, when you go through Hilton Grand Vacation, they give you like a 10% interest rate, even if you have stellar credit. We had stellar credit when we got this, but they still, it was like 10%. So you can refinance and bring that down. Gotta be smart. But even at $267 per month for a year, it'd have been like $3,000, and then the maintenance fees would have been $4,200. But considering that I only booked 1 trip this year and rolled over some more points to next year, I still feel like I would have been winning had I been paying the monthly fees for the deed. So in the end, to round it up, make sure you live close enough to be able to get to these locations without having to spend a ton of money on plane tickets, or else you're not going to see as much of a benefit. If you're buying, make sure that you buy a deed. That way you can pass it down to your kids, and as long as they take care of the maintenance fees every year, they're going to be able to go on these trips with their family and friends, etc. And 3, if you're looking to buy, don't go directly through Hilton. Try to go to one of these third parties where somebody already paid $75,000 for some Hilton Grand Vacation package, and they're paying $2,000 a year in maintenance fees, and they don't want to pay those maintenance fees anymore, so they're selling it for $1,000, and then you pay $1,000, you get a ton of points every year, take care of your maintenance fees, and get to go on a ton of vacations with your family and enjoy yourself. So hopefully this all made a little bit of sense. I hope I didn't jump around too much, but I was trying to talk about a little bit of our experience and what our cost has been, as well as what you're actually able to do. Just, you know, I'm sorry if you got duped at the presentation like we kind of did. We really thought that all the places they showed we were able to go to, but that was not the case. You see the map. Now again, the map has expanded since they bought Diamond Resorts, but you know, they bought this other company, and instead of just saying, hey, all you people that's already owned, you get access to these nice places now, Hilton of course put their hand out for another like $10,000 to $15,000, and I just wasn't gonna do it. That's also another thing. We went to a second presentation in Myrtle Beach, and we were just telling them like, no, we don't really need the points, and they just didn't want to listen. They're like, oh, you got a credit card, you can just put it on your credit card and get all these Hilton Honors points and yada yada yada. Let me tell you, Hilton will try to put you into debt just to sell you a deed and try to give you more points to go on more vacations. That's why we're kind of controlling it ourselves. If we get $5,400 a year, it's enough for us. We're gonna buy a second deed cheaper from someone else and hopefully expand our Hilton's Grand Vacation portfolio to where we can visit maybe 3 or 4 places a year instead of 1 to 2. So hopefully that all made sense. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down below in the comments. I'm always checking out the comments and will reply and answer as long as I know the answer. And I think that will do it for today's video. Click like, click subscribe, indulge in your life at indulgeclothing.com for the merch. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.